Hi everyone again, Frank Demora with the last Chronicles of Planet Earth, and today is actually February the 29th, 2012. And again, I want to connect Bible prophecy and current events. But if you just discovered my YouTube channel, I'd like to invite you to go over to my prophecy site, BibleProphecyMan.com, and when you're there, you'll be able to have access to my documentary today by clicking this link. You can download the book today. Now, what I'd like to do is get into another prophecy, and this is a prophecy that concerns the storms. In Luke 21:25, Jesus told us, "On the earth, nations will be in anguish and perplexity at the roaring and the tossing of the sea." And what does this tell us? Well, obviously, storms. Huge storms that would cause huge problems for nations around the world. Now, if you've been like me and been tracking the storms over these many years, you would have also found out that Mark 13:8 has also come to pass when we consider the storms. And Mark 13:8 shows us that these events would take place as a woman in labor pains. And obviously, if you read my book, you'll see that even in the last 10 years, these storms have magnified and caused billions of dollars around the world. So let's go, I'm going to go right over to the news of today because it talks about the tornadoes, and then I'll give you some statistics to show you that there's definitely been an increase. So let's hear what they have to say at ABC News.
To all the weather, the severe weather overnight, that wall of twisters, a major storm moving across the country right now. Sam, you got your eye on it.
Yeah, and Robin, it is a giant, classic early spring storm. The numbers on this thing are going to be very impressive right now. We know in southern Missouri, at least one reported death. There are 13 injuries. That's just out of Branson, Missouri alone. As we get daylight in here, because remember this happened overnight, there'll be a lot more on the injury count and the damage count, we believe, as well. Take a look at that big comma-shaped swirl that's right in the middle of the GMA storm site, then zoom into the active watches and warnings that are actually popping even early in the morning. This is the kind of storm that can produce those powerful tornadoes overnight, and even a big hit of gusty wind and a lot of lightning. Folks reporting it all night long. And so look at the dots throughout this area. At least 150 storm reports, at least 11 tornadoes reported in here. Looking at that map, you know it was a frightening night in America's heartland.
The windows blew up. No?
All right, so what I'm going to do is just leave it at there, but then you can go back to my site, you can click the link, and you'd be able to watch the whole video. But what I wanted to show you is that we've just now entered into a new year, 2012, and there's already been reports saying that this year is going to be a bad year for storms, and obviously it looks like, or it appears, that they are right again. Now, I didn't need a scientist to tell me that because I already had the Lord tell me this about the storms and about the birth pangs of the last days. Now, in my book, the book that I just finished up, which is the newest updated book that I do not have at my site yet, but it will be coming up soon, I give you the statistics of how many tornadoes there were in 2011. You'll see the red arrow there signifying 2011, and then you'll see the total, 1,709. Now, this was obviously the total for that year. Now, look at 2010, 1,282, 2009, 1,146, and you can go back even further by going to the website that tracks tornadoes. It's a government website, and you'll see for yourself that we're setting records for the number of tornadoes. Now, we're also setting records for storms. But these are the things that the Lord told us to watch for. And if you're watching for Him, you will see His words come to pass. Now, not only are we seeing the storms and the number of these tornadoes increasing, but we're also seeing the number of lives being taken and property damage, as I said before, in the billions. So if you are one of the Lord's chosen children, and anybody can be by accepting Jesus Christ, His words, and accepting what He did on the cross, you should be doing what I'm doing, what every other Christian who loves the Lord is doing, is watching for these signs. Now, I know that most of the church isn't doing this. Most of the church doesn't even know that this is one of the signs. And obviously, if you're not into the word of the Lord, if you're not abiding in the Lord, you won't know what to look for. And if that's the case in your life, you will be taking these signs, and the signs of the end will come on you as a thief in the night, as the Lord warned through Paul the Apostle. So please, for your own sake, begin today to abide in Jesus Christ and to watch and to abide in His Word. And how do you do that? If He said to watch, do exactly what He said. Let's keep on the watch. Now, since we began 2012, this is January, you see 95, and then February 1, but because the information that was just added today hasn't been accrued into February yet, so the numbers are going to start to go up, and we'll have to see what 2012 brings us. But as you can see, it's already started to bring us some activity that we don't really care to see. So now when you go into my book, you'll also see that we've already had some huge storms that have taken place, and of course that's updated information. But here's the bottom line. You're a Christian, act like it. Watch, keep on the watch. Your Father said to do this, and it's for your own good, so it's your choice. Do you want to abide in Lord, or you just want to do your own thing?